suppose 10 to the power 5 billion, anything maybe, or million dollar into x is equal to 0. And you please ask your boss, that is, I need the lower roots. So here there are only two roots, x minus 10 to the power 5 is equal to 0. So x has two roots, just like this one. One is 0 and another one is 10 to the power 5 billion. So what happens, they need the 0 means it is basically they want 0 price for that one. So actually what they want to create a society where no one can dominate anything. This is also the story behind this R also. This is behind the story behind the R also. That is development of R also. Initially, one S plus language was there. S plus language was there, and everyone are working on it. And each and every time, whenever anyone developed any softwares or something else, after few months, few years, they are contacted by the multinational companies, and they basically developed all these things. You know better than me. That is, so far as this .xls file is concerned, it is a common one. Anyone can use this, and that is, so many softwares are there, those who are using this one. But you know that it is, this means we thought that this is nothing but MS Excel. So here Microsoft basically dominating this one just by utilizing this one. They basically contacted all these scientists, data scientists, and the statistician, and ultimately developed this one. And nowadays we forget that MS Excel is not the paternal property of Microsoft Office package. It is also the property of the other open source software also. Anyway, similar is what's going to happen with the S plus. Then some of the statisticians, some of the data scientists, some of the computer scientists, they always decided, no, we should create a repository where this access to be given to each and everyone. Everyone should have, and it should run in an open source. That is, suppose you have developed something, you just share this one. And there is an automatically creative common property rights where that can be again developed and can be distributed under some given conditions. And accordingly, gradually this R came. Gradually this R software comes into the environment, that is academic part. And here anyone can use this one. It is not like that this is the onlyest software that you have to use. If you don't use this one, then your life will be spoiled. This is not like that one. So here I just try to start this topic just as a beginner or those who does not have any idea about this one. So from the very basic, I want to say that what is R program, and that I told you that is several programs are there: SPSS, SAS, Minitab, Stata, EViews, MATLAB, etc. And in this line, R is also another program, nothing more than this one. And it was developed by a team known as the R Development Core Team, and that it is available freely from this particular website that you can know better than me. Next one. Here in R, some basic base packages are there, which includes most of the common features. And gradually, whenever new versions come, some of the initially it was available under some library or packages that are basically included in this particular base package. And gradually, base packages gradually increasing and increasing like this one. So it is basically an environment. And here comes the one question: Python is also available, R is also available. So which one I should prefer, whether R or Python? Because Python is also free. Actually, Python is basically a general language, programming language, whereas R is basically a statistical language. If your main task is for programming, then you should prefer Python over R. And suppose you are from statistical background, either from social science or from pure science or from life science, anything it may be, and suppose you need some statistical computing, some graphical display, all other things, rather here you use R as just as a tool in order to perform some of the statistical operations. So R is very much necessary in that case. Why? Because if you want to purchase SPSS, that is statistical packages for social sciences, or SAS or EViews, these are really high cost softwares. Instead of paying anything, in fact, everyone has some cracked versions. I do have this one, and I have learned this one from a cracked versions also. But that's a separate one. But when you try to just suppose you want to communicate a paper, some of the good journals are there. They want that you should send the syntax also, and in that case you will be caught. That is, you are using one pirated software, and your paper may not be accepted on that particular ground. Here there is an advantage because R is totally open source, so you can use anything and it is redistributable. So that's why R is basically preferred, particularly in the field of social science and applications field, where there is a need for statistical computing. So R is basically related with statistical computing. Sometimes R can be used for some other purposes also, that is for animation, some other things. But in that case, it would be better that you should use Python over and above R. But if you need statistical computing, it would be better to go by R, because there the basics are very clear and you can use this one. Here somehow, and when you save all these things, you can save this in a JPG format and put that suppose the output, that is, suppose you are plotting one bar plot. You can directly go there and save that JPG image and put in an MS Word, MS PowerPoint, anywhere you can do this one. And this R software is available for all sort of operating system, Windows, Unix, Linux, Macintosh, and whenever you try to download this one, simply Google it, and there you find download R software. Automatically these options will be available, and you can choose according to your machine's requirement. Okay, next, how to install this one? Actually, latest version is R403. You just go there, Google it, and accordingly you can download this one. And since most of you are from computer science background, you know better than me, and in fact sometimes I take the assistance and help from the people who are from Jayanto's department. Sometimes Jayanto also helped me, Sanvar also helped me to do this one. So it's your property. I really don't know how to download all these things. Only I know this one, that is, if I click this one, blah blah blah, some .txt files are coming, and then I can do this one. Now, not more than this one. Anyway, and whenever our windows are concerned, that is, R opens as a large window and named as GUI, that is graphical user interface. A smaller window is known as the R console. So if I open this one, so instead of going through this particular PDF file, it would be better to go by the directly R program. Because one person was there, I don't know, I think you know this one, Rabindranath Thakur. Rabindranath Tagore, famously known as Rabindranath Tagore, actually his name was Rabindranath Thakur. And I really don't know whether that process was associated with statistics, computing like this one. But I can remember one quote by Rabindranath Thakur, and that is, instead of giving so many lectures on matchbox or matchsticks, it would be better to enlighten one matchsticks. So it would be better we should directly go to that R programming. Whenever you open this one, that one R consoles will come. This is known as the R consoles. And here versions numbers are registered here, and something is there. So you can directly comment, and this greater than sign is there. This is basically the command form where you can write your comment. You can write your comment here also, but the only disadvantage is that when you write this comment here, you cannot save it. That will be saved as a image file. Instead of this one, we want to store the corresponding command also, so that next time we need not comment all these things. We just improvise this one and can do our work. Anyway, so far as this one is concerned, this is known as the R consoles. So that will be automatically opened, and if you want to quit this one, type q dot, or simply go there and close this one, that will be quitted. Okay, so then in order to start this one, what should we do? Actually, the original lecture starts from here. That is how to use this R software as a statistical language, R programming as a statistical language. I simply do one thing. First, I create a new folder in your desktop, in my desktop, as ITTU 2020. Okay, I have created one such ITTU 2020. This one, ITTU 2020. I have created one folder here. Okay, so this is basically my working directory. Then, first thing what I need to do after opening R, I need to, after starting R, I need to declare this particular folder as the working directory. In the sense that is, whatever the operations I do and whatever the file I am dealing with, this will be declared as working directory, and that will be stored there. After completion of the operations, we can again access all these things from there. So far as this one is concerned, first of all, you have to change this one, and before that, I need to clear the console. So first step is that we need to clear the console. Simply press Ctrl, then L. Ctrl L. It will be cleared. The console is cleared. Then we need to declare this particular folder as our working directory. So what we do, I simply go there, file, then change directory, file, change directory, then within desktop I browse it and I find that yes, one IT, that is ITTU, Information Technology, Tripura University _ 2020, one such folder is there. So I just select it, so my working directory is selected. So I am happy with this one. Now I can use this one as a simple calculator. Suppose I write 5 plus 12 is how much? It is 5 plus 12, 70. The result will come just as a calculator. Suppose I want to write 9 plus 15, that will also come here. Suppose I want to find 5 divided by 2, that will also come. Suppose I write 5 divided by 2, then that comes as error, unexpected this sign in this one. That is, if I made any mistakes, then that mistake will be available in the sense there is an error, that is command is not placed in properly. But so far as this one is concerned, 5 by 2, if so far as this 5 by 2, and here I tell you another story. Suppose I write, I do one thing. Let's 2 to the power 2. I know that this is 4. Suppose I find 2 to the power 0.5. 2 to the power 0.5. It is 1.44 like this one. Suppose now I want to find 2 to the power 0.5 into 2 to the power 0.5. Suppose I want to find this one. So what we expect that we should get root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2. We should get 2. Yes, exactly 2k. Exactly 2k. Is it clear? Exactly 2k. Now the question is that from where this 2 came? From where this? Because normally if I want to find 2, suppose if I copy Control C, I put it here, Control V, then Control V, then it is 2 point. That is, if I multiply this by this, then I get that 2.001. But when I multiply this same number, then again only 2 is coming. That is, I take suppose 2. Then I find the root over 2, and if we go for freehand calculations, to the power 2 means 2 to the power half to the power 2 is equal to same 2 is coming back, because we can memorize this one. As a human one, we can memorize this one. That is, what is 2 to the power half to the power 2 is equal to 2, like this one. But if normally, if I want to find 2, root over 2, that is 1.441 something is there, and you cannot calculate all these things. And that's why it is basically an irrational number. That is the irrational number. And so far as this computer is concerned, where I'm writing this one and when I'm finding this one, 2 into root over 2 is equal to 2, then that is basically related with this memorizing all these things. That is, this computer can memorize one thing. That is, if you want to find root 2, what is the value of root 2? That 1.4 this will continue add infinitum. Never you get the solutions. Actually, that happened with one of the students of Pythagoras also. What happens? Pythagoras has a student. His name was Pythagoras. Has a student. His name was Hipparchus. His name was Hipparchus. So when Pythagoras that is first propounded the theory. What is that theory? That is, in any triangle, suppose I write a triangle like this one, then it is hypotenuse, it is perpendicular, it is base. So h square is equal to p square plus b square, and definitely h is equal to root over p square plus b square. But he had a student, his name was Hipparchus, who was so brilliant that he asked Hipparchus one question. Just, sir, what happens if I put p is equal to 1 and b is equal to 1? Then Pythagoras told that, okay, h is equal to very simple, 1 square plus 1 square is equal to root over 2. So you can find this one. Then Hipparchus tried to find out what is the value of root 2. And as usual, root 2 is equal to 1.41, blah, 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 up 300 times, 500, 600, whatever you do, you will not get the solutions. So Pythagoras also find that, okay, it's a great problem. And from there, gradually the concept of irrational number came later. But it was not so easy to accept this one to the other students of Pythagoras. So one day they invited Hipparchus, okay, let's go for a so biking. So let's go to river and enjoy the river wind like this one. And on the mid of the river, they ask Hipparchus, okay, Hipparchus, why you ask the questions to Sir? And Sir is not able to answer these questions. That is, what is the value of root 2? He was in immense tension. And what type of students you are? You are doing all these things. Then Hipparchus says, no, I have already talked with Sir, and Sir was very happy, and we were discussing that there is a possibility of new branches of mathematics, so many things, blah, blah, was discussing. But the other students are not happy. They asked one question. Would you please withdraw your questions? Yes or no? Hipparchus was not ready to accept this one. That is that I will not withdraw my questions because I have already discussed with Sir. Then they asked the second question. Do you know swimming? The answer was no. And they dropped Hipparchus on the mid of the river, and Hipparchus died. Actually, from that Hipparchus, what questions comes to us, that is, what is the value of root 2, and ultimately the concept of irrational number came 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 years. Gradually, we are improving, going develop. That's why whenever you take any simple calculator and there you write 2 root over 2 to root over equal to, you can find the value of root over root 2, that is 1.41 and blah blah blah. And when you write 2 root equal to into equal to, this formula in a simple calculator, that turns out to be 1.999999 like this one. But in computer, when you write 2 to the power 0.5 into 2 to the power 0.5, that basically gives exactly 1. Why? So there is a 1.99999 ad infinitum, then it is 1. That is, here this simple analog computer is not able to count, that is memorize what is the error associated with this one. But computer can memorize this, what is the error, and they can adjust the error. And gradually what happens, computer develops, neural statistical software develops, and one of them is what we are talking about. Okay, come to our situations. Here command prompt is greater than, we clear the consoles, then we go to file, change directory, and ultimately we select the folder as our working directory. So let's start with this one. So we have already come to that one, we know that. We simply go to R. So here these are the cases. From root 2 I told you all these things. So suppose I close this one. Again I go there and I start the next part, that is after getting started running the R codes. When you run the R codes, these codes can be saved into a separate file, that is known as the R editor or the script file. It is just like I have run in Notepad and with an extension of .r. And gradually that will be clear very much to us, those who are the beginners or yet not have or had any idea about this R, that will be clear very soon. We'll come to that one. That open script options will come. Once file new script, you know that we'll go for, this is the R console and this is R editor will come. This is the R editor, that is the Notepad file with an extension of .r file. Okay. And when I talked about R package and R script, there are two most important things are there. Here the R scripts are written. R scripts are written, and whatever you have written, you can share it with anyone. That is, any script or package under this R project is basically easily available to each and everyone under open source software agreement, Creative Commons property rights. When you talked about R package and R scripts, these are the two main components of R softwares. Those who are the beginners and mainly from the social science like us, we are basically totally dependent on these freely available R scripts in the internet. We basically download all these things, improvise according to our need, and we run the program. On the other hand, R package is mainly developed by the combinations of data scientists and the statistician. R package groups and organize code and other functions. Different functions are there, and actually it is a library and which contain a large number of files, because some example files are there, some codes are there, some versions are there, some dependencies are there. That is, if you want to do this one, suppose you want to study MCA. So in order to study MCA, it is mainly required that you must have mathematics in your higher secondary level. So that's why your dependencies for your MCA course is that you must have mathematics in your higher secondary levels. So package is created to organize code, documentation, some tests, and always some data sets are also available there. And it is easily available. If you go by that package, automatically that data sets is freely available to all those who are using that particular package. And there is a descriptions file where the data, dependencies, author, buses of the package, all these things are there. Presently, we are using our 4.0.2 software. So if any package is developed, that will be developed on the basis of the currently available this one. And any current versions always incorporate all the features available previously. In some of the cases, if any package fail to update all these things, these are basically removed. And in that case, these packages are basically put in archived. If you really need this one, you can download them separately, and you have to install them through some local windows. Okay. So here, so far as the R script and R package is concerned, to load a package, we have to write the library name of the package. So suppose library ABCD. If it is already available installed in your computer, you can find that okay, everything okay. If not, then you have to install this one. Suppose I write library T series, that is time series library is there, we can get this one. Otherwise, we have to install this one. In order to install this one, we have to go by install.packages. That is, whenever you go by, suppose we write this one as library T series, and suppose this is available. Suppose this is the command line, this is that, and suppose it is available. If it is available, automatically one red command line will automatically there. That is okay. It is available in your computer. You can work on these particular things. If not, then there will be red line. But it is that library, that is T series library is not available. Is not available. In that case, you have to go by install.packages. One small code is there, command is there. Then within this one, you have to write T series, and then the prompt for that is in new one repository. For India, the repository is in that is Madras IIT, and they ask you to choose all these things. The first one is cloud, and second one is as per the country name. All are available. You choose this one. Then automatically all the documentation files, dependencies, and other things related to T series that will automatically be downloaded in your local library. And then if you again write the same things, library, suppose initially your library T series, if you again write this one, there you find that automatically command line came. That is, it is already installed in your computer. That will happen. So once this is done, so what you can do, then you can extract any specific functions also. That is some function, specific functions. Suppose t-test. This is available under year 4031 packages is there. So you have to write that packages and XYZ that functions you write. Over time, whenever you do this one, you will find this one. That is, suppose this is the functions. I can access this one. I first open that XYZ library. Then within XYZ, I need this specific functions. And automatically, you can work with this particular one. So R package and R script, I tell you that I have already opened this one folder, and I declare this one as a working directory. Now, what are the data type and data structure in R? The basic data type in R, that is character, integer, numeric, logical, and complex number. And the complex number, we have two parts. One is real variable, another one is real terms, another one is a complex imaginary terms. And combining this one, we get the complex number. If it is logical, true or false, yes, no. No other options are there. This is basically the categorical data. That is, do you practice yoga? Yes or no. That is basically numeric number. Numeric number means what? Such as 495. What is integer? That is 3, like this one, 4, 5, 6, 7. Integer, negative integer is also positive. And 0 is the only integer which is basically signless, neither positive nor negative. And character A, B, C, like this one. So these are the basic data types. That is what you can put there. And we can use type of variable. If I put this one, we can find out what type of variable. It is a character, that is your name, like this one. It is integer or numeric, any number 495. Actually, so far this one is concerned, these are related to the what type of data we are using on the basis of that one. So far as data is concerned, whenever you talked about any data, then we have some specific types of data. And we must know this one. What is the numerical data like this? Suppose if I write, do you practice yoga? Do you practice yoga? So your answer is yes or no. No other answer is possible. Do you prefer? What you prefer? What you prefer? What you prefer? What you prefer? Apple or banana? So here your answer is what you prefer? Yes or no? But if I over, what you prefer? Apple over banana? Over or the banana over apple? So here no ranking is possible. No distance, there is no distance between yes, no, specifically to binary systems as a 0, 1. But here at least you can say that apple is preferred than banana, or banana is preferred than apple, or you can say that I am indifferent between apples and banana. This much you can say from here. So this type of data is known as this is the nominal data. Nominal data. What we have to call the categorical data. And here only ranking is possible. Other than ranking, nothing is possible. This type of data is known as the ordinal data. Combining this nominal and ordinal data, these are commonly known as the categorical data. Categorical data. These are known as the categorical data. Other than this one, all other data are basically numerical data. What we call as numerical. Numeric. Why it is numeric? Because here arithmetic operations is possible. But if I ask you one simple question, I want to know the average color of the shirt. You cannot find the average color of the shirt. That is for all the participants. So here this is basically the categorical data. At most you can say that today the number of people who wear blue color shirt is maximum. So mode value you can only find this one, otherwise not. So as this character is concerned, an integer, you know this one, numerical data, that is what we are talking about. Logically, whether true or false. So I just give you some example very soon from where you find that whether these are true, that is whether the statement is true or false from the available informations. And finally, this is the complex number. Here we can find the attribute, metadata, or that can be done through one comment known as the structure of the data. Next one. And when we talked about data, data in R, structure in R is most important. Since R is basically for statistical computing. So we should know what is vector, what is matrix, what is list, what is factors, and ultimately we want to go to data frame. This is the most important one, from where we go for finding the summary measures. Vector is the most important data structure, that is essentially a collection of elements. That is, I can say that apples, banana, different foods, apples, banana, like this one. These are the vectors, and on the basis of that, I can create a column. Matrix, when you consider this vector, different vectors, and combine them, we get a matrix with some specific number of rows and columns. List, a collections that can hold a combinations of data types. That is, what foods you are taking, how many salary you are getting, all these stats are there. Or alternatively, what's your name, how many days you are in the company, in which department you are, all these things are listed separately. Factors, that is categorical data, in order to prove that whether they are categorical or not. Suppose I know I want to know the gender of the employees. So it is basically a factor, because categorical data, male, female, or anything it may be. And finally, when you combine all of them in a single tabular structure, that is known as the data frame. That is known as the data frame. First of all, we need to create a variable and assign it a value. We can do this one. This is basically the less than. Here I normally use less than minus. I use this one as an assignment operator. Less than this one as assignment operator. You can write. Suppose I write this one 5. It means x. Suppose I write x. It means I assign the value 5 for x. Then once I write x, automatically the results will come as 5. Automatically the results will come as 5. So I basically assign the value x here. For suppose I want to assign some character. So suppose it is Mr. X. I can do this one. So once I type X, automatically Mr. X will come. So this is a assignment operator. Either this one, you can use this one also. Sometimes it is also possible, or any other operator. This is the assignment operator. We will try to assign the value. To create a collections of integer, I like integer means 1:10, that is from 1 to 10. So if this is the case, now suppose I want to do all these things. I want to do all these things in R and here. So as I repeat, first of all, I have to go for a control A. Then from control A, I'll go for changing the director, change directory, that is desktop, and from desktop I choose ITTU_2020. And then I can go for a new script, that is R editor is there, I can write it all these things. Suppose I write first X means 5, whatever I tell you X, and then I write X. In order to run this one, you just click your cursor on this particular line and you can run it from here. Run line or selections. You can run line or selections. You can run line of selections from here. And suppose I run it, yes, X is equal to 5. Then once I click X, then automatically 5 is coming as the result. So X means R. Here I write X means R. Secondly, suppose I can write X means Mr. X, Mr. X, Mr. X, and then you can write X. So here I assign the character Mr. X. That means once I click X, Mr. X is coming. So we can assign this character, numeric, or anything it may be. You can do this one. Now suppose I want to do some operations for this list vectors like this one. I have already have some code for you, and I'll use this code one by one. What we are talking about, just we take something from here, or you can directly use this one. Suppose I copy it and paste it here one by one. So first X, my variable, yes, X means I get my variable. Integer 1 is to 10 means 1 to 10, and nothing is written means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, all are coming there. And if you want to stop this one, suppose I write this one, integer this one, here I want to add some comments. So simply put one hash sign, that is before hash, everything will be executed except 1 is to 10. This is a single line code. So suppose I write this one, integers from 1 to 10. If I write this one, and suppose, notice first, when I first write, suppose, notice it. First notice it, I clear everything. First I write integer 1 is to 10, integer 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, all are coming. Now suppose I add this comment, I comment, that is integer has integers from 1 to 10. Actually I am describing this one. That is what the comment is about. So in that case, if I run this one, so same integer 10 and this comment also coming from here, but result will be same because it is not there. It is not there. So we can add some comments here on the sense, if I add some comment here, that comment will help us to understand what code we have written this one. So normally comment is that, suppose here I write, this is a single line comment. So once I write this one, only within this line, that is within, when I greater than this one, so within this one there is a, that is that under command prompt has, this is a single line comment. No disturbance are there. Now suppose I simply put this one, this is a single line comment. Control C, suppose I write here, Control V, suppose I want to run this one. If I want to run this one, what happens? Error, unexpected symbol in this is, because it is a character, they cannot. But once I put a hash in front of that one, then there is no problem. So if we put a hash, then you can add some comment for your different comments or code so that you can understand that code better. And if you want to put some, this is a multi-line comment. If I want to do this one, then we have to start with one inverted comma. Suppose I do this one. And no, here nothing is required. This. So this is a multi-line comment. This is a multi-line comment. Nothing is there. So computer can adjust this one. Okay. So here, this is the basics. Then I suppose I want to start this one by one. Whatever the codes are there, I'll share it with all of you. First, let us start with some vector. And you know that what is vector? Vector can accommodate here some character as well as some numerics and logical operations also. So we consider 4 types of different things: apples, red, these are the character. 5, number 5 is the numerical character, and true, this is basically a logical character. So the logical and numerical values are converted as vector for 2 characters. Then suppose f is assigned as a C. That means what? If I write this one, I write here as f. So simply I write, suppose I write f. F is basically it is basically column vectors of, within this one, apples, apple, I write this one, then red, then red, then number 5, and finally true. I write here as true. True or false. So what happens when I write TRU true or FALSC false? Then you need not give any inverted comma, because that is the logical operations. So I write it. That means what? For F, I consider A, and here I assign A more than one number of character, numeric values, and logical operations. So if I write F, then in that case I expect that I should get apples, red, number 5, as well as true. Let's see whether we are getting this one or not. Yes, we are getting this one. Apple, red, 5, and true. These are there. Suppose I write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all the days of a week, and then suppose I assign T as this one. Suppose I assign T as this one, and I want to find the second day. So 2 means second day, Monday, Tuesday, and finally third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So we should get 2, 3, and 6. The second day, third day, and sixth day. Let's see what we get. Oh, sorry. What we get? We get Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Suppose I want to access this one as a logical access, and here I write true, false, true, and false. We will not consider true, false. So we want to do the same thing, 2, 3, and 6. So 2 is basically for, let's see. So what happens here? True first, Sunday is there, true, false. That is here Friday is true. Sunday and Friday is true, regarding all are false. So that's why that has not been considered. We can do this one is from negative indexes, that is from opposite sides. That is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be 2. This one. That is opposite side, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So opposite sides, what happens? It is, first one is Sunday. Minus, that is -2 to -5. That is -2 to 5, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And from 0, 1 indexing, what you find? This is basically Sunday, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Only last one is true. So 0, 0 indexing is also possible. Now suppose we create 2 vectors, 3, 8, 4, 5, 0, 1. And this is the another vector, and suppose we add them. So we know that vector operations means what? Ultimately, we should get 4 plus 3, 7, 11 plus 8, 19, 0 plus 4, like this one. We can do this one. Similarly is the case for its subtractions also. If I multiply this one, then what should we get? 4 into 3, that is first one should be 12. Yes, we get this one. 11 into 8, 88, we get this one, and proceeding in this way. Suppose we go for a division, then what happens? It is 0.75. Why? Because we divide 3 by 4. So it is 0.75. We divide 8 by 11, like this one. And finally, 1 0 is there, so we treat this one as an infinity. So this is the vector operations. Now suppose we consider another vector here. So let me clear this one so that we can go new one. So suppose we take a vector like this one, and I want to sort it. Sort it means normal sorting is from minimum to maximum, ascending order. And suppose I want to do something descending order. Descending is true, decreasing is true. That means 304 first. That is here from minimum to maximum, here maximum to minimum. If we go for do this one for some character, that is for some colors are there. So sorting means B, after that R, then after V, then after yellow. You can do it something differently, that is from opposite sides also. That is also possible. And next comes the list. Under list, what happens? We can consider several vectors. Matrix, we can do this one. We can do all these things, several vectors, matrix like this one. Suppose I simply write I want to manipulate some lists. Directly I come to here. Okay, look at here. I basically in the list what we take, I take January, February and March. We consider a matrix 3951 minus 28 also. That is number of rows, that is by row is equal to first. We will tell you 3951 minus 2. And then I have considered one list green 12.3. All these things we have taken. So we go one by one. List data, how the data looks like. There are 3 sets of data there. One is January, February, March. Yes. Another one is matrix 3951 minus 2. That is 3951 minus 28. It is also there. And green is there. Four line. Green is there. Yes, green I have written. And finally, another set within this one is 12.3. Now suppose I want to give some name. This is the first quarter. This is the matrix. And this is the inner list. Okay, let's see whether we can do this one or not. Yes, first one is first quarter, matrix, inner list 1 is green, inner list 2 is 12.3. Suppose I want to add a new element at the last, list data. Then list data within this third bracket, we can write this one, that is you have to accommodate new element. Automatically this will be added here. Yes, whether it is added or not, out of this one, last one should be new element. Let's see, that is after this one new element is there, that is it will be same, then after that one new element may be there. So we get a new element. Suppose I want to remove the last element, that is same element what we have written, new element, I want to remove this one. Simply do this one and now check whether it is true or not. Let's write this one, list data, and you'll find that okay, that is basically removed and original again came. If I want to print the fourth one, then it is null because nowadays it is only up to till now. Right now it is only at three segment. Fourth one we have already this one. Suppose I want to update the third element. Update the third element means this one. Here updated element I want to put. Let's see. Yes, updated element is there. And let's check whether we are right or not. So for this, I want to see again is whether that is updated or not. Yes, first one is inner list, first quarter, that is updated, first quarter, matrix, inner list, and it is at updated element. Previously it was green. Suppose we create two lists. We create two lists. List one is 1, 2, 3, and list 2 is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I want to merge this. So merge 1 with Sunday, 2 with Monday, and 3 with Tuesday. Let's see. If I merge it, merge list is like this one. So let's see what is the merge list. Yes, 1, 2, 3, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I can go for it. That is suppose list. Suppose I want to list 1. Suppose list 1, 1 to 5. So 1 to 5 should come. Yes. And for list 2, so list 2, it should be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes. Now I convert the list to vectors. That is, instead of writing 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 as a simple listing of numbers, I want to convert them as vectors. For this, we have to go for a unlisting. Suppose I unlist all these things. And after unlisting, I want to see, yes, V1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here, same thing is there. But how I know this one? Now I can go for some operations. V1 plus V2. Yes, that value is 10 plus 1, 11. 11 plus 2, 13, like this one. Now we come to matrix. 3 to 14. Suppose I have taken this one. And let us write how we are writing this one. Matrix. So as this matrix is concerned, suppose here I directly come to this code, then we operate this one. Matrix 3 is to 40. 3 C 340. Okay, let me write C 3 is to 40. That means we have the number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 40. These are the numbers. What do we want to do? We want to create a matrix of n row by row 2. So I simply write, I want to create a matrix matrix. What is the data? Data is this one. C 3:14. Okay. How many 3:14 means how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So total 12 number of observations are there. I want n row, that is number of row, n row. N row is how I want n row to be 4. So if n row is equal to 4, so if n row is equal to 4, we have to accommodate 1, 2, 3, 4. So definitely we must have 3 numbers of column that will be adjusted in R. So we have something, and here I say that by row is equal to true. By row is equal to true. By row is equal to true means what? It is basically 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Because here basically how many elements are there in a row? Yes, we have 4 rows and 3 elements. 3, 4, 5, sorry. 7, 8, 9. Okay, no. This is basically 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is looks by row is equal to true because we have taken the data by row. If I could have omit this one, then in that case it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it will come as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 11, 12, 13, 14. That what happens? So but this one is concerned, here it is by row is equal to true. So data are basically, and these are basically array are basically arranged according to by row is equal by row wise. And if it is not written there, automatically that will be column wise. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the simplest difference. So when I write this one, you start matrix. Suppose when you write this one, first I write this one matrix. So here I write this one matrix C 3:14. This is the data, n row is equal to 4, by row is equal to true. So what do we expect? That this is the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like this one. Suppose in case, what we do, I write the same thing. So simply write this one, I write the same thing, matrix. Suppose I simply omit this one, by row portions I omit it. So in that case, if I omit by row portions and suppose I write it M1 and then I type M1. So here what we find 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here by row portions is by row is equal to true, we have not taken that one. So by default it is by row is equal to false. Otherwise you have to write it. Now suppose I want to write here 1, 2, we know that row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. Here column 1, column 2, column 3. I want to put this row names there. Okay, I want to put the row name here. Yes, what do you do this one? Now suppose I put the row names. Row names is equal to what? Row names is equal to row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4. Column name is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Now let's see what we get for M. What we get for M. So we are not getting anything. Why? What we get from N? Yes, N is also not getting anything. So what's the problem? We put the row names, column names, everything, but we are not getting. Okay. The problem is that will be coming here. Suppose I write here matrix. P is a matrix with some. These are the things. N row is equal to 4, by row true. Dim names is equal to list, row names and column names. I write it. Then once I run this one, now suppose I write P. Here column 1, column 2, column 3, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. I know that these are the row names, but I have not given these informations to this particular command line. That is, we have to consider the dimension names also. Dimension names are what? Row names and column names. That has already been defined here. So what we do, first we write in order to create a matrix, we have to put the data first, then you have to specify the number of rows. And so as the dimension is concerned, if there are 12 number of elements are there, automatically the dimension is 4 by 3. So 3 will be automatically adjusted by this one. Then by row is equal to true, and finally names is equal to list, row names and column names. And accordingly we get this one. Now suppose I want to access the third column and first row. Third column, first row, it should be 5. So let's see. Yes, it should be 5. Second column and fourth row. So second column and fourth row, it should be 13. Yes, we get this one. Now, if we want to go for a matrix additions and subtractions, simply we have to create two things. We have two matrices. We want to add this one. So first of all, their dimensions must be same. It is 2 by 3. It is 2 by 3. Yes, it is possible. So 3 plus 5, 8. 9 plus 2, 11. In this manner, simply the element will be cell wise. They will be added. Simply they will be added, and ultimately we get this one. Okay. If I subtract this one, same thing will happen, and some matrix multiplications, you know this one, that will also happen. The codes will be with you. You please do this one. I quickly go to the time may not permit me. I want to show you the finally you want to go to data frame. That is most important. By using this vector, using these arrays, this list, tuples, all these things, we want to go to a data frame. And how to create the data frame, that is the most important. So here, how to add it? Here we have one vector, and if I go for a combine the vector with the dimensions, we get two. I want to create here dimensions C332, 3 by 3, 3 by 3, two numbers of 3 by 3, 3 by 3, two numbers of matrix. We can do this one. So these are the way, and here also as if column names, row names is there, matrix names, we can do this one. So and next we directly go to data frame. That is the factors in data frame, and here it is most important. So I just skip some of the codes. I'll give it to the organizers. I hope that you will get it from them and go for a simple practice. What is factors? Factors means suppose male, female, gender is there. So gender is basically a factor. So let's check how to check the factors in R. Here these are the height in centimeter, these are the weight, and these are the gender. What happens? We want to create a data frame where we consider height, weight, and gender. And here equal number of observations are necessary, because this male is 48 kilo weighted with 132 centimeter height. In this manner, so I create a data frame. Input data means data dot frame. These will be considered as separate columns. And let's see how it looks like. Yes, height, weight, gender. Test if the gender column is a factor. So I want to take gender column is a factor. No, we are not getting this one. Input gender data, male, 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 like this one. We are not getting. That is, there might be some problem. Let's explain this one. So finally, in this manner, I come to a data frame. And how to create this data frame? This is a normal one. I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5s are the scholars of commerce department. I have taken them. Suppose this is their salary part day or scholarship part day, and I consider them as an employee. Their ID is 1 to 5. So what happens? There are 5 employees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 is Onimesh, number 2 is Rupa, number 3 is Panesh, number 4 is Harsinglian, and number 5 is Madhu. Their salary part day is like this one. And they start working in Tripura University, suppose from 7, these are the date. These 4, all these are date. And these are the strings I have taken. No, we have taken them as false. So what happens? I expect that one row will be employee ID, second row will be employee name, then salary, then their start date in Tripura University, and finally we declare this as factors is false. So let's create a data frame and let us see how they looks like. This is the employee data. Employee ID, employee name, salary, start date, everything is there. Now you want to know what is the structure of the data. There is class of the data. Data frame, yes, it is a data frame, 5 numbers of observations and 4 variables. What are the variables? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 number of variables. 5 number of observations, Onimesh, Rupa, Panesh, Harsinglian, and Madhu. Employee name is their character, employee name is given in character, not in number. Animes, Rupa, Pranesh, Harsangya. There, so far as the salary is concerned, it is numeric in nature. These are the data. And start date, this is a date format. This is given in date format. So this is the structure of this data frame. We identify this one. Now suppose I want to know only the salary portions. Let's see. Only salary portions. So what we do? I extract the data within this data frame. This is the data, $sign, then employee name and employee data salary. I want to know only two things: name of the employee and their corresponding salary. That is how to extract data from a data frame. Suppose I want to extract only the first two rows. So in that case, employee data is a general one. We know that this is the employee data, this is general one. Out of that, I want to extract only one, two for Animes and Rupa. So how to do this one? Simply I extract the first two data as this one. Employee data within third bracket 1:2. That is first two row and all the columns. Yes, first two row and all the columns. Suppose I want to extract third and fifth row with second and fourth column. Third and fifth row with second and fourth column. So third and fifth means Pranesh and Harsangya, Pranesh and Madhu. As well as I want to 2 and 4. Name and 4 means start date, when they started working in Tripura University. Yes, Pranesh and Madhu, start date, these are the start date. At the department, that is which department they are from. For the sake of simplicity, assume that Animes is from IT department, Rupa is from CS department, Pranesh is from physics department, Harsangya is from mathematics, and Madhu is from commerce department. So in that case, if I add this one, so we are adding one extra variable here at the departmental column. So let's see. Yes, initially that data was department is also introduced data. So this is the whole structure of a particular data, how to operate with the data frames. In order to create the data frame, create the different labels first and put the column wise value here as employee ID, employee name, salary, then start date, and finally combine all these things. Data frame automatically combine them. Then ultimately we get this one. If we go by structure, then we get the structure of each of every variables, and accordingly we can extract data in this way. As per your requirement, you can do this one. Now suppose I create one. Suppose I click it, Control L, and I create one employee data directly. Suppose I create one employee data frame, Control R. Yes, it is there. I created this one. Now suppose I want to create another. I want to put another 3 scholars who already passed from Tripura University into this particular database. So initially it was 1 to 5. So I go for a employee new data as data frame. Employee ID is from 6 to 8, 6, 7, and 8. Number 6 is Vasudev, 7 is Anessa, and 8 is Rupa. Salary is like this one. Their starting dates are given. And suppose they are from IT, Commerce, and MBA department. So IT, Commerce, and MBA should be here. And here the name should be Vasudev, Anessa, and Rupa. So it is a new set. I create a new data set. Okay, new data set. And suppose I want to employ, let us first see this one so that you can get some idea. Let's see this one. Yes, this data set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here, 6, 7, 8 is here. Now suppose I want to combine this data set with this one. Bind the two data frame. Simply we go for a row bind. That is, after this I want to put this one. Automatically this header will be vanished and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want to bind this one. So let's bind these two data. Suppose this is final data. Yes, these are binded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8. These are from the old data and these are from the new data. They are basically binded. These are their department. So first we consider a very simple structure. Then we add one department. Then we created another data frame and accordingly we create this one. Now suppose finally you want to get this one in .xls or .csv file. I simply write dot csv. Okay, sorry, write .csv. File is equal to I name this one as a final employee data DATA data.csv. Okay, file is equal to final data.csv, write.csv. So what I want to data, I want to write one control C, this one, control V, comma, this one. So let's see whether this is operating or not. Final write.csv employee final data, what you get as final employee data.csv. Let's see whether it is working or not. Yes, it is working. How it is working? Let's see. Check whether the data is basically added there or not. I really don't know whether it is added there or not. ITTR. Yes, one final employee data is there, but that is in this one. So let's open this. Yes, this is the data. What we have created the data frame. Employee ID, these are the serial number. So start from here, employee ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the names of the employee, their salary, start date, department. And all the properties are visible here also. Look at here. Since these are the numbers, all are in right alignment mode. So they are the numbers automatically checked from Excel. These are basically the character. So that's from left alignment. These are the date format, and finally this is department, that is also character. So this is the data we get from this one. This is the data what we have generated from here. So what I say that so far as this R is concerned, this is basically for a statistical packages, and never try to compare this one with any other one. It is little bit maybe easy and free of cost. The most important advantage is that this free of cost. Another one is that don't compare this with Python, because Python is a general language and R is specifically used for, it is a statistical language. It is basically R is used for statistical language programming like this one. That is, R programming is for statistical language. Mainly use this one. Though some other types of cases like animations, animated bar plot, you can do this one from R. So many other things also do this. You can do this one, but never try to compare. It is not a substitute of Python. Python is Python, R is R. Python is for general purpose programming language. Those who have more interest on programming rather than statistics, they should go for Python. Those who are interested in statistical computing and less programming, they should go for R software. And for development of this R software, knowledge in statistics is highly required, because the whole of the R software is basically an R language software which is used for statistics. So if you are interested in programming, it would be better you should go by this one. Only advantage is that it is just like any other software, and only advantage is that it is totally free of cost. That's why you can work with R GUI, that is general graphical user interface, or you can go for a R on R console or R Studio also. But I recommend that it would be, if you ask my advice or my opinion, I always prefer to work on R console, because here everything is clear what you are doing this one. If I want to use the R Studio, why not I go for SPSS? Why not I go for EViews or other MATLAB like this one? So it is totally free. I have to write the code, some small code, I go by this one. So it would be better to go by R, that is R console, instead of R Studio. Okay. I hope I have not so late, because 5:50 I have completed this one. Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you all.
Subir sir, thank you very much for presenting such a nice talk on R programming. We are really thankful to you, because we can see lots of participants are busy in asking some questions, and very informative session it is. It was. So thank you very much.
Thank you, bhai.
So our head of the department, sir, want to speak something.
Okay, Sanjay sir. In this
Thank you.
pandemic session, no handshake.
We'll do it outside.
Okay, sure. Okay, bhai. I
Thank
think
you.
we should not make board the participants now. Till
Sure.
56 participants are there and they are basically busy to board.
Hello.
Yes, please. Hello.
Sir, with kind permission from the honorable organizer, sir, I have some query. So if you please be kind to me, may I please?
Yes, please.
Sir, thank you very much. Sir, I'm a chartered accountant as well as community scholar, graduate of LSUK.
Yes.
So I'm using this art thing for a long time,
Yes.
but I am having some particular issue. For example, sir, some libraries that are very much, required at times for our contemporary, research work or for any professional, industrial work, but those are not actually compatible with the current version of art.
Yes.
So what I should do?
Okay. In that case, I tell you one thing. One such example is that suppose I'm just running here one code. Na, you just see this one, and you will not find this code from any of the library. I'm just saving this one. I'll send it to you. Yes.
Okay.
And I just restart this one, and you see this one. I tell you one package. Suppose here I go for this one which is known as so I'm specifically telling you one coach LPP graphic. Suppose this one. One program is there. I'm just running one by one. Suppose this one. So far this one is concerned. This library is IntPoint. One package is there known as IntPoint. If you want to install IntPoint into this particular any computer for present version, say R.4.0.2 like this one, they say that it is not available for this R.4.02 versions. In that case, you just simply search from Google the IntPoint package for R programming. There they ask you for one archive sections. From that archive sections, in fact, I also do this one. From this archive sections, what you do, you put it in your download section. Suppose you have downloaded this one from archive sections .tarz, some files are there. I really don't know. Then go to packages and install packages from local files. If you go by install packages from local files, then you will get it from there.
I have tried this way. Sir, I have tried this way. Actually, sir, I have tried this way, but it's not working, unfortunately.
It is not working.
So my humble request to you is that. Yes, sir.
Any specific package? Any specific package you have? Any specific package? And you are working on Mac or Windows?
I do have it.
You have, na?
Sir, I am actually. Sir, I have actually three different, platform. I am using on Linux, I am using on Windows, and I am using on Unix, on Mac as well.
But it is working properly in Windows because I am a very beginner in computers. I really don't know Linux and Mac, but I know that it is working in that is Windows. In most of the cases, it works properly.
In Windows, I have tried, but unfortunately, it's not working.
Can you please tell me what is the exact package? What is the exact package?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, definitely. But right now, actually, it's being a bit difficult for me. So if you please be kind to me, then I would actually like to communicate with you.
Okay, this is my email ID. Kindly give me some idea. I'll try my level best. If I can do, I'll definitely mail. Provided I can do this one. I can do this one, but because I'm a very beginner in mathematics, mathematics and computer, I know nothing about this one. I take all these things and I know how to improvise for my own subject. Otherwise, I cannot do. Really, I really don't know anything about that.
So that's the problem. Like, me, the business graduates, we need to do so much quantitative work, but unfortunately, our syllabuses are not that much. Enriched with mathematics and statistics, but it should be. Back. There, my European, classmates, their, high school syllabuses are pretty much, improved and quite actually enriched with mathematics and statistics. but here in Indian subcontinent, it's not that much. But thank you very much, sir. And definitely, I would like to communicate with you by tonight for sure. But sir, I have another request. If you please be kind to me,
Yes,
sir.
please.
In your Google, Scholar platform, I have seen that you have worked on data development analysis as well.
Sir, I tell you, I'm not a very good researcher. I try to take some classes, and if you think that I can do all these things, I think you might be wrong. Okay, I might be wrong. I am from a background, from economics background. I know little about mathematics, software research, and art. What I know this one, that someone has already did all these things, already did some things in the, and it is available in the internet. I can download them. What I can do, I can simply improvise this for my own subjects, and I can run the program. And since I have some little bit statistical knowledge, I can interpret this one, because I always believe that programming is not my part. I have one wristwatch. I know how to read the time, but I always left the remaining part. That is how this is operating. What are the programmings are required to Shanivar, Alok, Jayanto, Sarup, with all the organizations. Because whenever I have a problem, I contact them, and they are very kind to help me. Okay, since you and me both are from not from computer programming background, it should be better. Sir, don't take it otherwise. I feel this one. Please don't try to poke on our others platform. They will develop all this from us. We'll use this one for our own purpose only. That is, improvise this one. We need to create one data frame. And suppose this is created for Animes, Pranes, Madhu, like this one. I need to create this for 1,000 people. I simply take the code, then put it all these things one by one, and simply run the code. Now, if you ask me why $1 is that for data, dollar, gender, I may not be able to explain it properly, because I am not from that one. Okay. So whenever you get this one, sir, another problem is that I tell you one thing, sir. I think suppose whether your 3 operating systems are on the same machines or in different machines.
Sir, three different machines. I do.
You have 3 different machines, and in that case,
yes,
you can contact the organization sir, Shanivar sir, or Alok sir, Jayanto sir, or Sarup sir. That is, they can better advise you. Normally, when I work with Unix or Linux, sometimes I try to do this one. Many of the programs which are working in Windows, I find that they are not working.
Yes,
and for me, that was little bit difficult also to run this one. So I prefer Windows, because I am a very beginner in computer. In case if you have any problem, that is .trz files, that files can be taken from GitHub also. Sometimes that solve your problem.
Yes, sir.
I think you are using some of the computer that is package related to accounting and finance, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Financial engineering.
Yes, and data taken from your Yahoo database. Most of the time, this data is coming from Yahoo database, or some stock market directly. The data can comes in may come in .csv format.
Sir, actually, we do work with JSON file as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is in a fixed width format data, not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Data is in fixed width, not in delimited format data.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
there might be problem with some. If there is a simple problem of 1 0, that might create some problem. I show you one data like this one. Sometimes it creates problem. I know this one. Sometimes it creates some problem. If the data is like this one, it is normally it is like yes, it is. I think it is like this one. The data is like. I think data is like this format, na?
Yes, sir. Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Yes. There might be some problem with this data file. That's why that is not working properly. In that case, you have to look each and every line.
Sir. So definitely, I'm going to share it with you. Okay, sir. Definitely, I'm going to share it with you.
I think one instructions file is
another...
also there. One instructions file is definitely available there. From that instructions file, you can do this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there might be problem with that instructions file, not with the others. I'm sorry that I'm not able to ask you.
Sir, but I have another request. Sir, I have another request. If you please be kind to me, sir, for data development analysis, which book I should follow? I am quite fluent in Python, R, and as well as MATLAB. But for data development analysis particularly,
Joe Zhu. This book written by Zhu. This one.
And what is the name of the book, sir?
It is data environment analysis. I need that one.
Okay.
Available
Okay,
in
and application
Springer.
through, I mean, R.
Simply in Springer, that code is also written with one problem, one deep problem. Deep 101 versions is there, 1.1. And it is freely available in that book.
Okay. 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 Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, and if you please don't mind,
Please.
would you please be kind to us to share your WhatsApp contact? Definitely, I'm not going to bother you. That is for sure, sir. If you don't mind.
Okay, please
Only
mail
that.
me help. So I have only one number that is available in the internet. I have only one number.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. You're so kind, sir.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So participants, can we conclude? And then, thank you, sir, Subir sir.
Okay, thank you, Alok sir. Thank you
for everything. Thank you so much. Bye, sir.
Bye.
So participants will meet by tomorrow 2:45 p.m. So please log in by 2:30 so that we can accommodate you all. So thank you for today. Have a good day.
Sir, I have missed feedback from. Hello,
Okay,
sir.
I am sending. Yes.